let's see. Cool. We are back online. And we are gonna hop right into more texturing. Let's see. Cue the music, should be there. Yep, there's cool. Alright. So last week we focused mainly on the axe. We did a lot of exploration on seeing how we can get the more stylized look in there. I'm still quite happy with what we learned, though we still have quite a ways to go. I would like to at least get a start on the body to also have this look to read on it. Learn a little bit more. And then after that stage, go back to the axe, apply what we've learned, hopefully really push the look of it. Then do another pass on the body, so just swapping up and down. Yeah, this is where things get a little bit tricky for me, because I've been studying the model a little bit in Clip Studio Paint and trying to take some color values out of it. But then I also keep seeing that there are subtle color differences everywhere that I myself unfortunately can't see. So I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna turn these two off for now. And if I were to enable this one for a little bit, what I would like to do is go back to the body, create 2 layers, one for brightness, one for fake lights, one for fake shadows. Hey Big Hank, welcome on in. Yes, I'm one of those red-green colorblind people, among others. There's a couple of other colors that apparently I can't see quite right, blue and purple also being one of them, so it's a bit of a fun game for me to try and do colors properly. Yet here we are. So, sorry, to finish my line of thinking, so I have these 2 generators that are doing like a full shadow everywhere. But I'm missing that fine control, for example, over here on the abdomen, where we have some light missing on like the upper 6-pack. So I'm gonna turn these fake lights and fake shadows off, and I'm gonna do a manual pass on them. I'm going to make a fake light. I'm gonna make a black mask. Again, I'm going to be utilizing the non-destructive aspect of Substance Painter, and I know that there's color difference in it. Hopefully I can snatch a friend later on that will help me get those colors in, but for now I'm going to be focusing on getting in the right masks. Disable this one again. Let's see, I'm going to set this one to soft light. Give it a paint. Brush are we going to use, because all of this is quite harsh. I'm gonna just grab a basic soft brush. If I were to now start painting, painting with white information, but not much is happening. That is because we have a value of, this is perfectly, yeah, this great value. If we go this one, if we move this up, then everything should get brighter again. We'll set it to a value of like 0.9. At least have some. At least have right. Okay. It's crazy common it is, but how ignored it is in people's designing stuff. Games, board games, signage, and everything, etc. Yep. I forgot the percentage of it, but for a lot of men, you only need 1 chromosome in order to get like a form of colorblind. Hey Unut, welcome on in. Yeah, you only need one busted up chromosome, and then it is transmitted from your parents to you. And if you pull on the short end of that stick, and congratulations, you have a form of color blindness. Uh, for me, it was kind of, my teacher thought it was like very creative how I made the sky pink and grass all types of weird colorful splotches of green and yellow. And then at some point they were like, "Hey, hang on," pointing at a color. "Can you tell us what color this is?" And like me with full conviction was like, "Oh yeah, that's blue." It's like, "Nope, that's purple." It's like, "Ah, okay, cool." So yeah, that was fun figuring out. Okay, let's see. Let me talk a little bit less and paint a little bit more. So we're just gonna start painting things. So again, I have Pure Ref up on my side, which allows me to just overlay it a little bit where stream doesn't catch it. I'm gonna set the hardness of my brush a little bit higher. Full opacity though. Just gonna start brushing at what I see. Looking great, very tidy V's. Thank you. Yeah, so again, the technical aspect of 3D is something that I can comfortably say, like, yep, I got good at that. The artistry is a whole lot less, so that's still a lot of things that I need to, I think loosen up would be the best word for it. I try to do everything extremely within the lines. While art is supposed to be messy, we'll lower opacity. Art is messy. You get some nice mistakes out of it from time to time. So I can just see the six-pack a little bit better. Yeah, art is messy, and if I try to do everything by the book all the time, then I rob myself of a lot of these happy little accidents that can happen from time to time. Yeah, I hope everyone had a good week. Hope everyone had fun. I hope everyone's been enjoying the weather. Here it's been very, very warm. And also trading it off with huge thunderstorms during the night. So it's actually pretty nice where everything cools down again. To assume people with wild styles are just naturally like that from talking about like cartoonist friends. No, you have to practice and train yourself in that direction. Yeah, I've covered this topic in the past of like stylized. What do I prefer, realism or stylized, or rather, which is more challenging? My answer flipped over to stylized because everything needs to have purpose in stylized. You, as the artist, make constant decisions on everything. Like, okay, what's the shape? What's the intensity? What's the where goes every brush stroke? How do we do the brush strokes? Everything is there. Everything has to be decided. It's not just... Sorry, that probably also takes it away. Huge amount of decisions that need to be made all the time. Let's see. The hands. Everything very sharp. Sharp shapes in everywhere. Slightly raising the tendons. These things. A huge amount of making decisions. And a lot of trusting the process as well. Again, currently, this doesn't look nowhere near... Hey, the Brianator, welcome on in. This doesn't look anywhere near as nice as when we had the generator doing the light, where we get all of this masking really nice and neat, and we have some nice gradations. Now I'm gonna have to basically do everything by hand, which is terrifying. At least to me. Pretty nails. Yep, this character has some pretty fancy nails that also need highlights painted on them later on. Let's see, can I get rid of the accessories for just a second? Yep. Looking at this and then it's like, okay, cool. We don't just want a continuous highlight, we want to have some breakups on the knuckles. So make absolutely certain I'm painting everything on the same layer, not in the mask. Yeah, this is me learning a lot. I've not done this, or at least not to this degree, because I used to rely overly much on generators. Try to mix it all up with the curvature map. Try to get some results, but I always ended up at the middle of the road. Hope with this one I can find a better position. And then to go back on your previous message, Big Hank, about the color blindness. Over the years, a lot of products or games or like things like card games have gotten a whole lot better at putting more identifiers on their whatchamacallit, like putting it into their visual language just so that colorblind people also have an easier time of playing. I was playing Uno with a couple of friends, what was it, last week? some of those colors are not the colors that I think they are. However, all of the little Uno cards now also have a little symbol on it, such as a square, a circle, or a triangle, and it's like, okay, cool. Another player calls the color of the card, but then I just quickly look at the symbol that's printed small on top of it as well, and be like, okay, cool, we're playing triangles now. Also, KH Trust, welcome on in. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, and then in video games I always advertise a lot for, or not advertise, advocate a lot for the, like, hey, do you have any feedback for our games? Like, yep, please give us some colorblind control. Just something to either up the saturation or have it swap color profiles entirely. Make colorblind version of Udo for a buddy on tabletop sim years ago because the red and green was completely identical to him. Same value. Yep. You can change that by either drastically splitting up the hues or really amp up the values. And like really amp up the values. Or give them different symbols. Let's see, what was it? Final Fantasy 14 has a mode in it that lets you bump up your contrast. You can choose a color profile. I've been using it a lot. Again, sometimes stuff is happening. It's like, cool, I don't see it. Where they have those beautiful red-orange markers on the floor, but then it's like, hi, you're running Auronville again. Good luck seeing those markers on the swamp floor. I'm like, cool, I can barely see those. Lower opacity, what does that do? So yeah, if you're a game dev out there, please give methods of letting us either bump up saturation or just flat out change colors. It helps a lot. It's far too intense. Sunny Star Scout. Thank you very much for the follow. And again, I need to not do the thing where I zoom in all the time. Do you hand paint textures with a tablet on Substance? I hate how clunky the brush feels on there. Yes, I am using an Intuos tablet. It's an Intuos Small. It fits on my desk. I don't use a graphics tablet, so yeah, that's the type of tablet that I use. There's a couple of tools in Substance that I use. For example, the Lazy Mouse, in order to like get some better brush strokes in there that are not completely, like, help get them be smoother. Still requires a lot of practice to get them in there. started using 3D Code for hand painted. It feels a lot more 2D programs. Yeah, I have a friend. It uses 3D Code as well to get the hand painted look. Because Substance has a different way of calculating your brushstrokes. And the blending apparently feels a lot more smoother in 3D Code. Though I do not have that I don't have that software package. So I did not feel... I didn't feel the need to like try that. Let me try that sentence again. I didn't feel the need to try that for this project. I'm looking to get better in Substance, so that's what we're doing. Which then also means running the gauntlet and trying to do everything live. Not be afraid of just eating concrete. Got what works, that's good enough? Yeah. Because again, I'm trying to get better at Substance. Still so many things that I can learn from it. Need to learn with it as well. Learning as we go. If you have any Substance questions, there are... I do know like quite a bit of it. I have been using it for other projects, as you can see, like that's floating above me. Hey Mora, welcome on in. So I have worked extensively with it. I have learned a lot from it. It's just that with this stylized approach, there's a lot of flailing around and seeing what works and what doesn't. More of a hobbyist, or do you also work in the industry? If it's not too nosy, nope, not too nosy at all. I am a professional 3D character artist. Currently, I'm not active in the gaming industry, but I have done 3D modeling as a professional for, yeah, 10 years now. I've worked on video games. I've worked for VR projects. I've worked in architectural visualization. So I've been around. Let's see. Tell a message for using private block terms. Hang on. Not quite sure why that message got held. I don't know. How can I... Oh, it's because you used the word AI in it. That's why it got blocked. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That's one of my personal filters because I don't want people talking about that in here. Entering industry next year. Last year of your master's, approaching any advice for work. I'm so scared with AI. Ooh, that is always the big question, isn't it? Any advice? Always do your best. Try to do a lot of networking, because that is one of your biggest methods of getting in places. And I'm not talking about nepotism, I'm talking about if someone knows you inside a company, that is almost as valuable as it is as having an amazing portfolio. Some advice that I know from my teachers is that your hard skills, such as your portfolio and your ability to make art, those are the things that are going to get you into a job. Though your soft skills, like how pleasant are you to work with, how reliable are you, those are the type of things that will let you keep the job. There's many crazy, talented people out there, but then they're not always as pleasant to work with. And then there's also a lot of people out there that may not have the most like top tier portfolios, but they're an absolute joy to work with. And then those people tend to also then get recognized and be like, okay, I know you, we can make this work. Alright, I hope you're the test isn't. Genuinely think I'm not fired right now just because I'm a social coordinator. Yep. I've seen it plenty of times where someone is like, hi, your yearly review is coming up. Here's a couple of things that you need to like tinker a little bit on in terms of skill. But holy hell, are you the social glue that keeps this entire team together? I've seen that feedback happen with another coworker and be like, yep, that makes absolutely sense. If they were to get let go, a lot of stuff is going to go sideways here very quickly. Your social skills absolutely have a massive impact on your employability. As with AI, I'll keep this brief. I'm not a fan of it. I hope it dies extremely fast and that bubble is going to burst. Always make absolutely certain that you are your master of your own tools. Do not get stuck in some sort of subscription. What do you call it? Like, hi, in order to use this tool, you are completely reliant on this generative AI token system or whatever the hell they use, and then they're gonna start upping the skills or upping the prices. It's utter garbage. Make sure you yourself have the skills and you're not reliant on some sort of external tool that is completely built on other people's stolen work. Don't even use it. Kind of like we're artists, so it's kind of shit. I wouldn't mind if we became really good at it, like we're Topo and stuff for artistic things. Yeah, the once this topic is broached, it always turns into like, okay, we'll talk about it a little bit, and then we all rag on it. I'd rather not in this stream. I'm not a fan of it. If you're a starting artist, make sure that you yourself have the skills and you're not reliant on some sort of... that you're not reliant on generative AI, where it's like, oh yeah, it's no longer available. It's like, okay, cool, now I can't do anything because I can only make art by using this plagiarism machine. Okay, cool, that means you're not an artist. You're just someone who pulls on the handle every time you type in the prompt. Yeah. Alright, but you're coming up on your last year of your masters. Do your best in school. Stay in contact with the people that you are in school, because they are kind of like your wave. Eventually, those people will end up in companies, and if they have a good... If they have like a good memory of you, of like, oh yeah, you were pleasant to work with, or yeah, you were always genuine, those type of small memories will find their way back eventually. And then it's like, oh yeah, I remember you in a good way. Cool, let's have a talk. Crazy talented. Your friends are crazy talented, so it's reassuring. Hopefully we get to help each other out. Yep. After graduation, absolutely try to stay in touch with each other. If you can, try to do some collaboration with each other, because that again is like a huge bondsmith. And like, you both can get a kick-ass portfolio out of it if like one of them is a rigger, one of them is an animator, one of them is a character artist, and I'm like, okay, cool, we can see if we can get something kick-ass out of this. Collaboration projects are amazing. So I'm doing with this Hyena Bard because I cannot rig, at least not proficiently. I have made a friend, and it is really good at rigging. They are doing a top-notch job at this Hyena Bard. Then that's artists collaborating together. That's when you get like the magic. That's when the best stuff happens. There's also the massive spark that keeps me going forward. Also, I've been talking during an ad break, so I hope you managed to hear all of this. Making it in the studies, movie together for the last 2 years. I'm the character artist. I'm going to be super fun, trippy, excited to see what it looks like. Yeah, back in school, I also had to participate in a group project, and then it's like, okay, cool. A rigger, a character artist, an environment artist, all of us working together, making the cool stuff. Hope that didn't get picked up by microphone, because that was a street racer. Yeah. Really fun stuff. Let's see, 9 whole months. Marin, thanks so much for the subscription. Just had a look at the models, gray shader on your blue sky, and gives Billy from Deadlock a bit. Oh, Billy the Goat from Deadlock. Nice. Thank you. That's a big compliment. So I also do have to mention that in the top right, the Hyena Bard, the 2D concept is made by Il55. I am not responsible for this kick-ass 2D concept. I saw it on social media, I was inspired by it, and wanted to see if I can do a good job at turning it into a 3D model. Now Marin, again, thank you so much for 9 whole months. That's since the very beginning of our streaming. Like I think that's a day 1 sub. Thank you. 9 months. I guess we have a streamer, baby, now. You get to decide on the name. Put out some highlights, paint it in. Let me get some fake shadows in there. Put those underneath the light. See, shadows, those are on multiply. I'm going to keep this color on gray for now. I know that it is very popular to have shadows to be a little bit more blue tinted, but with this color, I'm not sure if I want to do that on stream. Again, I'm gonna need to borrow the eyeballs of a friend in order to like get those colors right. Stream baby's name shall be Oats. All right, Oats. I'll have to ask about the reference later on, because that undoubtedly is a reference. It's okay, it's Ross. Thank you very much for the follow. Okay. Let's see, that is... Okay, I think this is more of a... painted the lights first, so let's just do shadows. And again, this character is very harsh shadows. Let's see if I can really punch in that thickness. See if I can refine a little bit later on. Again, the one thing that I need to keep in mind is that this character is going to be moving later on. So I have to make sure that the shadows are positioned in such a way that when this character starts to move, that it still looks plausible. So I know that, for example, here at the bottom of the arms, that they are... kind of like an ambient shadow. So it's plausible, but if this character were to like start waving his arms above his head, then okay, cool. Now those shadows are probably no longer correct. It's almost a day 1 sub. I think I missed by literally a day, otherwise I would have had a founder badge. Yeah. I vaguely remember Amara pulling shenanigans where it learned that I had my affiliate status, to which it immediately in its own channel was like, hey everyone, go to this channel and like for funsies go subscribe. Then a handful of people immediately did and snatched a lot of those founder badges. Oh, I'm sorry, Marin. Also, this hand painting is very, very difficult. But we trust in the process and we keep going. After this autosave from Substance. Please don't make funny sounds. I do believe I can do a thing or two about founder badges on my end, because there are a handful of people that subscribed as like part of Amara's shenanigans, though they only subbed for 1 month, so they're no longer a subscriber. We have, I think we have a couple of vacant founder badges. Okay, that's far too heavy, so let me reduce them. Sport friends of mine, that's E, thank you. Your streak is at almost 25. Yes, I believe you are the one that has the longest streak. By a long shot. I think you have genuinely been here this entire time. Like every stream, non-stop. Also, I have to double check one thing. I have to see if that... Okay, they do show up on stream. Cool. From the corner of my eye, I saw something flickering and I thought, oh, hang on, is the text not actually showing up on stream? But they are. You have been here. That is extremely appreciated. More fake shadow. Side that's absolutely a little bit darker. Okay, we will have to do a value squeeze at some point, because some of these are looking far too bright, some of these are looking far too off, and now it just looks like some parts are working, some parts aren't. Hand painted texturing is difficult for anyone who hasn't guessed yet. Here to learn. I need to not get stuck on things. I want to make absolutely certain that I have symmetry turned on. So shadows for the fingers, that will probably be in between them. So yeah, a lot of these characters. Again, I want to commit to do everything on stream. There are a couple of things that I unfortunately cannot do on stream because I personally do not think that it's a good idea at all. One of them being trying to figure out the Unreal shader. Because that is literally me looking at YouTube tutorials and trying to come up with a creative solution to get things like an outliner to work if I end up doing it by shader. Or use the inverted hull approach, which may actually be better. Yeah, so we're also going to watch me suffer trying to figure out hand painted textures. Again, one of the reasons why I wanted to do all of this is because you see these really beautiful time lapses on things like YouTube, but then they only show you, oh yeah, these are all the things that went right. I also want to show, like, okay, this is all the effort that goes into it and the amount of stuff that goes wrong. That's the best method to like straighten out UVs like this. Do you scale the row vertices to corner, then unfold the whole thing? I can be a bit wobbly. Yes, so for a lot of elements, to straighten things out, minor self-blog, I have uploaded all of the VODs on my own YouTube. You can find the link to it down below the stream. So if you click on link YouTube VODs, you should be able to find them. I use Maya, and in Maya there is a feature that lets you straighten out UVs quite easily. That is the button that I used for almost everything to straighten out the UV islands. So, but yes, it is effectively a scaling command where you just snap it all to 0 in either X or rather in either U or V. Also use Mario, check them out. Okay, cool. Yeah. I have not kept up with chapters since these are just raw VOD dumps. So you'll probably have to click through them a little bit in order to... What's the word? In order to find them, though we went from high poly to a temporary retopo to finalizing high poly, and after the high poly we went into Maya, we did final retopology, and then did UVs afterwards. So you say that you're busy with your masters, so I'm going to assume that you know how the workflow goes, so you'll probably be able to find the step a whole lot easier. Alright, cool. Okay. Probably also paint more than a bit in the face. Also, for my line of thought, because basically we're just painting with light now. I want some things to get pushed forward, so I make them brighter with the fake light. There are elements that I would like to push further in. Then just either removing the light again or later on painting in shadows. That's... The why is always very important. Blend it in such a way where it looks properly stylized and not like grandpa eye bags. I still have so much to learn for the hand painted textures. Because I know that with this, this method is set to soft light, so I know it also changes the values a little bit, and values are everything stylized. so dark here. It shouldn't be. Yeah, your interior. Okay, we gotta fix that. Probably also have to do more. What's the word? Texturing practice off screen. This is not the only project that I have running going on right now. There are a couple of other projects that I'm keenly aware that I need to either finish or hand them in. This is not the only project that I'm working on. I'll keep it to that. Okay, let's see. Am I happy with this? No, I'm not. The fake light needs to get far cleaner on the... Okay, again, I'm reminded of the words of my teacher, especially my drawing teacher. The answer is literally right in front of you. You have a reference image in front of you. Look at the reference, look at your own work, see what's not lining up, and then fix that. That is the simplest way of distilling it. Like you have the answer literally right in front of you. All you have to do is look. But then there's the difference between looking and observing. And observation skills are the most powerful tool that an artist can have. I do believe I need to not only focus on the body, because again, this is where we get dissonances, where the body has lighting painted on it, but the shirt and the belts don't, so I'm gonna have to start adding that as well. So looking at it, because I'm currently just doing this on the base body, and then I'm gonna have to do it for everything. I wonder if it's better if I were to do the fake shadows and the light all the way on top, and then just be more careful with my painting. So if I were to drag this up now. Paint, yeah. Because I went over the shirt. Over here as well, onto the sleeve. I think it might be better if I were to do it like all the way up top. I just need to be a lot more careful. Except for now. Also have to turn off symmetry a lot more. Oh wait. No, I just had to calculate a little bit. Alright, symmetry, you were nice, but now we're gonna kick you out for a little while. this light coming from? Blue cloth, curvature effect. Want to add color to fake lights? Probably not yet. Please go to this one. Thank you. So this is where Substance Painter... I know that this is one of the key differences between Substance Painter and 3D Code, especially when it comes to stylized painting. Because you do a lot of painting in Substance Painter, and Substance Painter records every single brushstroke. Oh, welcome back from ads. Substance Painter saves every single brushstroke onto your model. So at some point, it has so much in memory. Where it's now, I'm painting and it's immediately thinking. I see the loading bar. And that is pretty problematic. I know that 3D Code does not have this. You are today's bitrate receiver. Hope your daily will be blessed with many more. Oh, thank you very much, Cookie Samira. Thank you very much for the bits. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. We're working on a hand-painted model. Thank you. That is very generous of you. I'm doing well. The weather is nice. I'm healthy. I'm surrounded by friends. Yeah, I'm good. Very nice. Get a follow. Oh, thank you. Big shadows. Paint those in as well. Sure, because this is where the asymmetrical elements are kicking in. Okay. We'll be brave and we'll just turn off symmetry. Well, turn off symmetry for some parts. Down. Do you also do 2D art, or do you mainly focus on 3D? I am primarily a 3D artist, though I do dabble in 2D from time to time. For smaller projects, such as what you're looking here at the PNG tuber, I painted that one myself. I'm gonna be a bit careful with this, because I'm gonna do this on a separate layer. Oh, or should I? Because I'm looking at the belts, and I want to do some contact shadows, just so that they're like a little bit more integrated. But I also have to make absolutely certain that when this character moves, that those shadows aren't gonna betray that, hey, these are static shadows, they don't move when these belts. Did really well on it? Oh, thank you. So I'm not the greatest at 2D, but one of those things was like, I wish I'd spend more time on it to like develop the skills. I have plenty of time. It's just that I have currently other priorities. I'm allocating a lot of time into getting better at 3D. Eventually 2D will get added to it as well again. But for now, a lot of it is mainly focusing 3D. I like drawing 2D stuff as well. It's just that I don't do it a whole lot. Here we have some light that we definitely need to fix up. You only knew 2D, but you need to learn 3D because your biggest dream is making a game that will need characters. Yeah, if you would like to make a 3D game, then you will need some knowledge of 3D in order to make it yourself. Does this line up with what I want? Learning 3D is very demanding, but the reward for it is staggering. Doing 3D is genuinely the thing I love doing most. This is what makes me feel alive. I'm extremely happy that I put in the time needed to like get to this level, and I know that there are still plenty of level ups in the future. Second. Gotta stay hydrated in this warm weather. Also, how are we doing for time? We're already an hour in. You're a kid. 2D, wouldn't say great though. Like, I'm also firmly in camp. I'd much rather have a shorter game with... What's the Sonic meme? I want shorter games with worse graphics, but stellar gameplay. Yeah. Not everything needs to be top shelf, or like when you zoom in on a character where you see poor information. Passionate art in video games is a lot more fun to see. As long as the art is passionate, then everything is going to be a-okay. Just remove the fake lights from here. At least the ones that I painted on. I feel... No wait, that was all misprojections due to the asymmetry. Some fake light from the folder in here. Right, because I've done some testing in Unreal. There is going to be quite a bit of fake shadow that's just baked into the model, and we're going to have some minor shadows that are actively being calculated in the shader. So there are more than a couple of shadows that I'm going to have to hand paint in. This is the style, yeah, because that's the style that I'm looking to hit. Just need to really get there with the levels, because I'm currently looking at this and it's going a little bit all over the places. Again, you can't see this, but right next to it, let me not change that. I need to change this one. Oh, how about I don't change that in OBS? Because that's one way to break in everything on stream. I basically have this ref image in pure ref that is overlaid at the center of my screen, and I'm using that as a constant reference. But it's not being captured by... Pair pants has a lot of folds in it. So first things first, we're just gonna smack in some fake shadows everywhere. I am keeping like these shadows in mind a lot, the one from the generator. I want to have more artistic control. The majority of them myself. Do you have a Discord server I can show you? No, I do not own a Discord server. On Blue Sky, if they didn't change anything again, my messages should be open. So if you want, you can send the link over there. I won't be able to look at it on stream, but I can definitely try and take a look after stream. I stream every Wednesday. Then I tend to go for about 3 hours, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little less. I can definitely take a look at your art. Just make sure it's something familiar, like an Imgur link. And I know that, okay, that is a link that I can click on. Shading is absolutely hard, especially because I haven't figured out a workflow for it yet. I know a couple of people out there that have done this 1,000 times and they absolutely know what they want from the, like, where they want the lighting to hit. They do it 100 times easier because they've literally done it 100 times already. Not me. I've done it a handful of times, and I've been overly reliant on utility maps rather than artistry. Don't have a blue sky, it was just a ref sheet of your Sona and animation you did yesterday, nothing important. Ah. Okay, well then, yeah, unfortunately, I don't see a way of 1, 2, 3 of you sending it to me. But maybe in the future, somewhere. Is there a reason you don't have a Discord server? Mainly, I don't really see a reason for it. I know a lot of people have them. If I were to take up the mantle of community manager of another server, then I'm probably going to be spreading myself far too thin. I'm slightly concerned that if I were to make a server, it'll be like, oh yeah, cool, I own a server, yet another server now. Not a whole lot's gonna happen. It's gonna be like one of those dead quiet things that are just either gonna be used for like announcements. Yeah, probably not that active. So for now, no Discord server. This can always change in the future. For now, no. I'm part of far too many where turn it into a ghost town. And I'm already actively moderating in more than a couple, so my attention is already quite split. So yeah, if a very, very, very large majority of all of you start asking for it, then maybe something can be done. I really like making them, so if you need help with the future setting them up, let me know. Oh, thank you. I have made more than a few myself as well. Again, actively moderating more than a few. Well, I'm also experienced with it. I just know how much it takes to like get them off the floor and get the ball rolling. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Back from telehealth call. Hey, welcome back, Marin. Hope it went okay. Also seeing your cute pride flag on your cheek. You squish and crush. Alright, first off, I explode. And second, yes, happy Pride Month, everyone. For those who didn't know, I'm Ace. And yes, representation. I decided to just put a little flag on my cheek. Right. It's important to be there for others. It's important to show that people are not alone. Many things are far more common. You think of like, oh yeah, there's a lot of ace people out there, or there's a lot of, what's the word for it? God, I'm fumbling my words so hard, but yeah, it's important. Bigotry? Again, I'm not quite sure on the wording. I just know that pride is important. Figuring yourself out is stupidly difficult. I'll just keep it at that. Overworking this game. Also have to do quite a bit of shading on top of those fur tufts. Accessories turn off for a split second. Let's see. This extra light is painted in over it. Be there. Where's that coming from? Oh, it's in here. breaks in a minute again. Be better than me and actually use those breaks to stretch your legs and hydrate. I'm somewhat doing it, but I should probably actually get up. Just a second. Give you redeems to throw at me? Yes. Again, one of the many things that I should put more time into. I am aware that I'm currently very much redeemless. And out of curiosity, because you've been watching me for 9 months now, how many points do you have? Because if it's 1,000,000, I need to get slightly concerned. Please don't tell me you have 1,000,000 channel points already. Uh, 28k. Okay, that's still doable. Yeah, I need to set up some redeems. There's plenty of things I still need to do about my channel. But so far people seem to be enjoying it a lot, so I must be doing something right. Let's see. That doesn't look good. Let's focus on these for a little bit. all pixel information is wrong because of the symmetry. It's getting there. It's just my brushwork is very messy. See if I can make this look more fluffy. Pushing things in and out. Opacity. Not gonna touch flow. I believe masks things as well. So if I go to nope, that's incorrect. Outside. I forgot how you invert the mask. It's clear. That's not correct. All right, because I keep accidentally tapping the back hands. I'll just do it by hand. Be a little bit more careful with our brushes. sure that this is highlighted, though maybe I can do that better here. I already made quite a start previously, but I really wish to embolden it. I want to make it inside a bit darker. Some elements are getting there, some of them are still completely off the mark. So keep going. I also think I should make a line to get those pencil stripes in, because I think that's really going to amp up the stylized look. Have as well. If I were to turn that off. Guitar. Turn off test stripes. That really feels like it's adding a lot. So let me do that on the body as well. And I also want to see if I can get some of those really black shadows in there to push the contrast, because that is one of the main feedback points I got from one of my friends. yeah, where contrast was just lacking. And this character has more than a few very dark shadows painted in it. I just need to be very careful on deciding, do I want to do that in the texture or do I want to do that in the, what do you call it, the shader. So I'm fairly certain 90% of all lighting is going to have to come from the painted in textures. See what that looks like if I were to first off smack in more than a few pencil lines. After that we need pencil. So I'll do this asymmetrically because we'll get better results. You like the texture painting? Oh, thank you for the compliment. Welcome on in, last two draws. Happy to have you. Love my avatar? Oh, thank you very much, Send. Yeah, it's a... For those who don't know, it's a Vernet. It's a fantasy species made by Lyra. I like it very much. Happy that people are enjoying the avatar. How long have I been doing art for? Okay, the classic answer. I started doing art when I was a very young kid. I remember back in the day I would grab fairy tale books, look at the drawings that were in them, and then try to copy them from the book. So as a kid I drew a lot, but then at some point I just completely stopped. Scribbling in math books, yes, still there, but no, like not actively pursuing it as in I want to do this as a professional. That got reignited like 14, and then at the age of somewhere around 18 I went to university, and ever since then I made it my full-time thing. So I've been doing this professionally since 2016, so we're in the year 2026 now, so happy anniversary to me, 10 years of being an artist. Like full-time artist. I really like the art. Hey, nice, thank you. Though again, do keep in mind, This is the 2D concept and is made by Il55 on social media. I am not responsible for the 2D concept. I'm responsible for the 3D interpretation of it. I'm still working on the part where I can like draw these type of kick-ass characters myself. The 3D part, I'll say that okay, I've gained a bit of a hand in it. So to have gained a hand in it doesn't mean that it's gotten easier. Like, holy hell, 3D is tough. Because this is, yeah, we've been doing this for 9 months now. Roughly 3 hours. Except, welcome on in. We've been doing this for 3 hours a week now. I think this character is already more than 100 hours, which is insane to think about. Just the amount of time that goes into making a single 3D character. Alright, though granted, it is... I'm only working on this 3 hours a week. So 100 hours would be what? Three to 4 weeks for a turnout character. Alright. Still a lot. But yeah. If I were to start streaming more and like do this character more than 3 hours a week, everything would go a lot faster. Which is something that I've been looking at because, yeah, maybe a bit of a bummer, but I quit my day job. I couldn't do it anymore. So technically, I have a lot more time now to just start streaming more than 3 hours a week. And I'm kind of actively looking at it, but then I'm now also actively in the, okay, this character has a lot of questions that I need to figure out off stream, so that on stream, hopefully it'll be like a little bit more, call it, more I know what I'm doing material. But then again, I've also been looking at the new character that I wish to do on stream. I just need to go through the process of trying to see if I can get official permission. Like, to see if the artist is okay with me doing this on stream. Okay, that is getting too busy. I feel like I went on a tangent without even meaning it. Or rather, not meaning to do it. I go on so many tangents constantly. Let's see. Dear Windows, please do not restart my computer. Get that prompt out of my... I love it when Windows is like, hi, we need to update your computer. Let me conveniently put your mouse on the yes button already. Then imagine doing that with a tablet where you're actively pushing constantly to push. Oh, Windows. Worry about it, you're streaming, it's normal. Oh, on the tangents, yes. Yeah, trying to find the balance between, oh yeah, I would like to be a chill streamer versus also I need to talk, I need to have there not be dead air. I mean, if anyone has any feedback over the streams, please do let me know. I'm always looking to improve. Where do you find the art you recreate in 3D usually? I tend to find a lot of the art that I like on Blue Sky, and back in the day, Twitter. Though Twitter has gone absolutely down the drain, so I don't even go there anymore. On Blue Sky, I'm subscribed to the For You list, and in there, it kind of looks at what your likes are, and then it tries to suggest more of the things that you're already enjoying. So I get to see a lot of kick-ass characters all the time. It makes me very happy, and then more often than not, it kickstarts the, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if we were to find a way to make that one in 3D? Because man, are there a lot of cool character artists out there. Plenty of them have kick-ass characters that I would like to make, but then also it's the, okay, cool, we only have so many, we all have 24 hours in the day. I literally have a folder on my computer. Let me see what the name is. This folder is called Inspiration Folder of things that will probably never be done. So, jokes on past me, because I've made 4 of those characters over the years now. So, slowly but surely, we're making more kick-ass characters. So, I would also like to make more characters of my own. I have been working on, or rather two, because the Vernet is one. What part of the process do you enjoy most? Sculpting, the texturing? I really enjoyed the sculpting part of it. One thing that I absolutely go crazy about is if someone has a really kick-ass 2D character, or like a 2D concept, and they have wild shapes. Kind of like this character, where just looking at those pointy shoulders. It looks kick-ass in the 2D view. Can I find a way to make it work in 3D? That part of the sculpting process is the part that I love the most. Like that is what makes me. That gets my brain going. So if someone, I've made a lot of muscular characters because they have like large shapes that are looking nice from one angle, and then okay, can I find a way to make it look good from all angles? Hey Nadaski, welcome on in with the long leggy emote combo from Knob. Yeah, characters with exaggerated proportions, characters with like things that you don't always see there, or see less often. Then I go like, okay, can I find a way to make it work in 3D? Did a great job translating those proportions and shapes into 3D. Oh, thank you. Always makes me very happy to hear when people say those things. Because, yeah, oh boy, is it difficult from time to time, but it is extremely rewarding when it gets there. There's still many body types out there that I wish to sculpt more of. I am absolutely aware that I need to sculpt more feminine characters as well. Like, learn a lot from those. Yeah, do more big characters. Slinky ones, all the body types. And making those in the sculpting phase. That's what I enjoy most. What if I did a big female dragon character? I mean, yes. Funnily enough, I don't have a dragon character on my portfolio yet. Which is statistically impressive. I need to add a dragon character at some point. Wait, no, what am I doing? I should not add one of each. Look at the ref. Here. But yeah. It usually happens when I browse Blue Sky and then just see a character and it's like, ooh, yes, that one. spitting out an idea to hit multiple points. You mentioned things you want to feel you need to expand your portfolio. Yeah, thank you. Though, I also would like to have every... So, this character I chose purposely because, okay, I've done a lot of muscular characters. Now I want to do a lanky character. Something that is, like, just the opposite of muscular, because I've done 5 in a row or something. And I chose this one specifically because the texturing... I want to see if I can get this look as a final result. So those are 2 points in this project that I would like to hit. For a future project, yes, I would like to have a kick-ass design, but also have 1 or 2 elements that are new or things that I'm weak at, and then really try to hone in on those in order to make them work. So, yeah, it's not just, okay, it is indeed a cool design, but they also need to have... They also need to have some technical elements in there where it's like, okay, cool, I can learn a lot from these. Like the revision, your drag model, man, looking back on it, oh yeah, said, looking back on old models and be like, oof, ouch, yeah, been there, it's rough, but it's also highly worth it if you pick them back up and then turn them into something amazing. And merit. Okay, so yeah, PoE 2, Path of Exile 2 launched a new version. We're on version 0.5 now. Marin, I was in Act 4 when last we talked, and now you're suddenly in maps. Like you shot past me. Bravo, well done. Please sleep enough. And I'm also surprised you can actually earn all points on the Atlas tree. Huh. That's new. Cause yeah, I'll see if I can play a little bit more again this evening. If I have the energy for it. And yeah, because I tried to make a custom build. I tried to make a monk poison or like a chaos build. However, that is absolutely not a thing yet. I couldn't make it in such a way where it was actually putting out enough damage. I could not get through Act 4 and then broke my own build trying to respec. What else? Yeah, so I made a new character. It's a Spirit Walker Amazon. I'll see if I can get to maps with her soon. Yeah, the Path of Exile is pretty neat. I may or may not have 300 hours in the early access and counting. Okay, let's see. This looks really cool. Love looking at quality 3D works. Ah, thank you. Let's see, how do we pronounce this? She-Wolfo? Thank you very much for the polite compliment. And welcome on in. We still have a whiles to go, but also, heck, I completely missed this. Sent, thank you very much for the follow. That was 20 minutes ago. Sorry. She-Wolf is fine, or however you want to say it. Alright, cool. Yeah, welcome on in. And again, thank you for the compliment. It makes me very happy to hear that people are enjoying this. Makes me feel a lot more confident in like, oh yeah, we're doing good. My brain still wishes to push it further, like really get it to look 2D. Though that's gonna require some shader magic you only do 2D artists. You only do 2D art, but you're always blown away by how artists doing it in 3D. Thank you. And also, right back at you, I am amazed how 2D artists do a whole bunch of this stuff. Like, the amount of control that people have over their brushes and then, like, get certain looks is amazing to see. Plenty of really cool 2D artists out there that I really admire. Hopefully, with enough grit and with enough tenacity, I'll be able to like start making kick-ass character designs as well. Skill you wish to have but don't have the time to learn. Too busy drawing. Yeah, that is always a thing where it's like, oh man, this is really cool. The amount of time it takes to get to that skill level is obscene. That's why I'm always extremely, what's the word? Impressed and proud of artists because I know how much damn time it takes to get there. Shout out to all artists out there. Never stop drawing. Oh. Aranke, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome on in. How was your stream? Shout out. E. No, I should do this one. Yeah, Night Bard. Alright. You were playing art. What were you working on? I lurked briefly in your channel earlier, and I saw you working on 3D. How was that? Because I know you as a 2D artist, and your 2D art is really cool. And now you're doing 3D stuff as well. So is there anything you can show us? Yeah, your 2D stuff is amazing. Send a picture. Alright, cool. This is where we find out if Nightbot is actively suppressing links. Yeah, and then welcome on in, Raiders. Happy to see all of you. Let's see. God, I should probably do... Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nightbot. Give me that link. Yeah, sorry, that's Nightbot shooting it down. Can I add source? Can I show this briefly? Hang on, can I copy paste this? This is how I set things up. Up. Okay, our task, and if I click this, you should be able to see it. Hey, nice outfit. Then you did... My art's cool too. Oh, thank you, Fire Dragon. Okay, is this like you are modeling and you're modeling and texturing this outfit entirely yourself, right? This looks cool. Thank you for sharing. The model. Okay, so yeah, avatar base mesh, and then you're making a custom clothing on it. Nice. I'll have to check your VOD later on, because I'm always curious to see how you do 3D as well. E. Alright, and then as for me, hi, my name is Kenyon. I'm a professional 3D character artist. We are working on this character. 2D concept is made by Il55. We are currently in the texturing stage, where we are applying the colors to the material and try to get it to read like a 2D drawing as much as possible. You remember the yin, so cool to see the texturing. Hey, thank you. Yeah, so I'm trying to get it to read as much like a 2D as possible, and this is going to take a lot of time. So we're getting, some areas are reading more 2D than others. For example, for the metal over here, I still need to make it look more chip metal. Going for the Borderlands cell shade. Also, thank you very much for the follow, Fire Dragon. Not necessarily the border cell shade, but I am trying to get this reference image and trying to get as close to it as possible. So most likely 90 to 95% of all lighting and shadow is being hand painted in. Do some line drawing as well, although later on in Maya I will duplicate it and give it what is called an inverted hull in order to try and really get that outline to also look right. Yeah, as for test stripes, I think this really adds a lot in trying to make it look more 2D. It's very cool looking, Ian. Oh, thank you. Hang on, because there was a lot of chatting. Let me scroll up real quick. Raiders, welcome on in, everyone. Yeah, a bit of animation, then texturing. Right, Virality. Virality is happening tomorrow. I will not be attending this year. I'm not a big fan of the age verification stuff and the whole, hey, please send us your ID so we can verify that you are like an actual adult, and also thank you very much for your private data that will probably get leaked at some point. Hopefully next year they'll get rid of it and then I can join Virality again. Because I went there the last 2 years and it's an absolute blast. I really like Virality and seeing what everyone does with their avatars and like all of the crazy stuff that people come up with. Virality is cool. Right, and also Aranke, if you need to do some post-stream self-care or get dinner or need to go take a break, absolutely go do so. I'll look after your viewers. We are going to keep working on this character. So I'm looking at it and I am going all over the place, but I feel like some things are absolutely coming together. So I'd like to keep going. Hopefully percentage by percentage increase it, and then eventually we'll arrive somewhere. Again, if anyone has any questions about the project, or like questions of why I'm doing certain things, certain way, you can always ask. I'll do my best to answer it, because I also like to transfer knowledge. 3D is cool, and if people want to learn more 3D, you can absolutely remain seated in this channel. Again, this project has been live streamed since, or rather, we've been working on this character since September, and all of the VODs are on my, or the vast majority of my VODs are on YouTube. I still need to upload like last month. And it is possible to see this character being made from scratch. So if that's something that you're interested in, link to the YouTube VODs is down below, and you can watch those and also enjoy the crunchy headset microphone that I had at the beginning before upgrading to. Wolf, thank you very much for the follow. Happy to see more people in here. Also, what I like about this art style is that the line work can be messy. I've talked about this in the past, but I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I really feel like this project is helping me get over that perfectionist mindset and just have it be a little bit more loose. used to be a very bad perfectionist. You try to relax a little. Yeah, I hear that with more people, and at some point, the realization kicks in of like, wait, hang on, no, perfectionism is holding me back. 'Cause, man, was I? Yeah, I was pretty bad at it. Like, I need to keep doing this brushstroke a million times because I need to like get it to look just right. And that is not how it should be done. That. Okay, let's see if I can get some of these highlights in belts, because that is another material read that needs to look right. Let's see, because these have a lot more sharper highlights. So we go away from the pencil brush, we grab our basic soft brush again. Put opacity way down. Pulsing some of the elements that are do you post anywhere? Do you have a site? I have a Blue Sky. Let's see. You should be able to find my Blue Sky linked underneath Twitch. Though if you're on mobile, let me self-shout. This is where you can find me. Canyon Art on Blue Sky. Oh, don't drop the tablet pen. These things are expensive. Quickly, sweet. Sadly, I have no Blue Sky or follow. Yeah, Blue Sky is the place where I left towards after Twitter kind of went down the drain. Technically, I still have a Twitter, but I do nothing with it. I'm not going back to that website. But again, every Wednesday. Currently, we are already 2.5 hours in. Yeah, every Wednesday, 3 o'clock my time. So if you turn back the clock 2.5 hours ago, that's when I always start. And for the last 9 months, we've been live streaming here. Roughly 3 hours a day. Sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit shorter. But depending on like how it goes. And people can watch me do character art. See how 3D character art is made. If people have any questions, they can speak up in chat. I'll see if I can explain a thing or two, maybe. highlights on the edges, make it look like they're a little bit embossed. So deleting Twitter, I have not deleted it yet. Mostly in case like some copycats like, oh, the name is now available. Let me pounce on it. Then I don't know, start using it as a scamming handle. Because then they technically have your name, and I don't want that. So I still have a Twitter. It's just inactive, and I deleted all of my posts and everything. I think the account is set to private, so if you didn't follow me before all of that happened, it's there's nothing on it. I was like, why am I not painting? It's because I'm projecting somewhere else. Okay, so I keep painting on the 3D. What if I were to just zoom in here, start painting here, because that's also something we can do. I keep pushing the wrong button because X is inverting. You can see it here. Whenever I hit X, I go from yeah, you invert the color. It's like hitting this button. However, if you hit C, that's channels, and then you can see me jumping up to the high channel because that's the next one in line. But I need to be in base channel. OBS is not capturing the drop down. You only have like 3 socials. Other than Blue Sky, I believe at some point Kara got popular as well for like 3D folks, or like have it as a new art gallery option. Okay, back to painting it directly with 3D viewport. So yeah, I landed on Blue Sky. I'm happy there. A lot of my friends are there. A lot of the really cool artists that I used to follow on Twitter are there. So Blue Sky is where I'll remain. Toy House, I know. I see a lot of people use adopts on Toy House, and Mastodon. Mastodon is like a decentralized Twitter, if I recall correctly. I did not understand it, so I didn't make an account for it because it was like, what does any of this mean? I know a couple of friends who are on it, and they seem happy over there. Well, since I heard drama from Lab Play, so it must be quiet. Quiet is good. Not entirely happy with those highlights. I wish for A little bit brighter. Rather a little bit spread out. Not as sharp. Same here. Big highlight. A little bit. Probably where the highlights are not gonna work. Even though I'm painting, yeah, no, it's logical that it's not getting painted in here is because they're in the accessories now. Where did this pixel information come from? I'm not supposed to be there. Let's see. In belts? Shoulder clasp, pants and belts. Cursor effect? No. So many layers, I'd be lost. Yes, which is why we named them. All of these are basically grouped by material. Let's see, these belts. Go belts. Yep. Where belt holes? Okay, so it's in here. All of them are wiggly lots, but I'm fairly certain it's this one. I must have accidentally. There we go. Okay, so that was it. Naming layers, do it all the time. Yeah, so again, to loop back on what I said earlier in the stream about like always picking one or two things in a project and then try to improve on that. Another one of the things I'm trying to really be more diligent about in my workflow is actually naming the layers. Because my god, if you have a lot of layers and you did not name them and then you come back a month later, you will absolutely dislike your previous self for not having done that. Okay, this character is getting a little bit all over the place, but I think we're getting into the right place. Some parts are definitely looking a lot more stylized. Yeah, so if I look at this, I like these leather belts. I like the shoulder. I like the stripes on them. Looking at the torso, it's getting there. Definitely still has value issues. The pants are also getting there. But then if I would look at the shirt still reads very much chaotic. Even, yeah, we also definitely need to do a pass on the belts as well. But for the progress that we've been making this stream, I'm feeling optimistic. Definitely reading a lot more stylized than where we were before. For this stream, I definitely do wish to make an incremental save, just so I can look at like a previous version. Rather. Oh wait, I'm in accessories now. Body. So actually I can just do this. But this definitely has a cleaner read. But then this one definitely has more of a stylized. So I think I just need to get like far cleaner with my brush work. So I'm looking at some things and see if I can be a little cheeky. If I combine them a little bit more, I get this effect, which is also pretty cool. It's also pushing it further into the direction that I want, so maybe we can keep these. This one definitely also needs to be a lot sharper. Blur, no, I need contrast. Really sharpen them up. Yeah, actually, combining them, we're getting some pretty good results. This I'm very happy with, actually. Wow. Was not expecting that. So you usually just name folders. Yep, I also used to do that, but it's definitely better if you are diligent about it and name your layers. This is good. This is a good habit to have. And also, if you're aspiring to be working in team projects, what's the word I'm looking for here? Imagine yourself being an artist and you get someone else's file. You open up the Substance Painter file or the Photoshop file or Clip Studio, anything with layers, and none of it's named or organized, and be like, wow. Thank you, other artists, for giving me this. That's half the skill in art. Play around with it until it looks good and hope for the best. I'll half agree with you there. Hope for the best, yes, but do try to remain in control. So this fake light and fake AO, this is not random. Like, this is very purposely putting in like, I'm still making very deliberate choices with these. But I am very pleasantly surprised that it looks nice when we combine them together. So yeah, it's getting there. Just keep painting on top of it. So yeah, we keep going. Looks cool to you? Thank you. And yeah, hand-painted shadows really does add a lot. God, I believe they're like a lead character artist at Riot, but there is one artist out there. They call the geometry more of a suggestion, because yes, they have their low poly and they have all of their sculpted detail on top of it. But then if they don't like it, they go over it with like brushwork in order to just repaint the light, repaint shadow, and then have it look completely, like, not different, but like, you definitely see it as a level up of, oh yeah, this character artist absolutely knows how to do stylized art. And my god, the way that they can manually paint light in order to make volumes look differently, then have a character pop a lot more. It's obscene. Is there anything? Well, there's still plenty of things, yes. I want to get started on the bandages. Those also have a lot of charm to them. So first thing I notice is that this artist actually just drew the outline of the... They drew the outline of the shin bone, like just straight up through the bandages. Like, I don't know if you can zoom in or if it's visible on this size, but I like how they just left the stripes behind, so I'm gonna do that as well. Did you unwrap that all manually or use some tools so your layout looks so clean? I unwrapped all of this by hand, by myself, and did the layout also by hand. Thank you. And yes, I take great pride in having like clean geometry and clean UVs. I know that not every project needs it, but I like it a lot when I have clean UVs, and when you look at it, you go like, okay, I know that this is part of like the way that I organized it. So here we have the head, here we have the torso, hands, arms, legs, feet. When you look at this, everything is clear and it has a flow to it. I know it's not required, especially not in these days where you can paint directly on top of your model. But I come from a time where you actually had to paint directly on your 2D view. And if things were then just erratically, everything is mixed together, again, not a lot of fun. So call it a remnant from before Substance Painter. Or, oh, I also did a little bit of Quixel back then. Yeah, it's still incredibly useful. Definitely if you're a character artist or learning, I find it extremely important for people to learn the why of things. Like, why would you want a clean UV layout? Why would you want to have certain topology? Why? That is one of the most important questions that you can like learn to ask yourself, because everything has to be done for a reason. And there's absolutely a difference between artists that know the whys behind some of the choices versus someone who's always just done, okay, automatic UV unwrap, cool, we're done. Like there's definitely a massive difference between them. And one of the key differences is they know the why behind it. Like, straight lines. I swear, if lazy mouse wasn't a thing, I'd spend a lot more time like doing circle exercises, getting like more fine control over where hand-eye coordination. Everything can be learned. Some things will be a little bit easier for others to learn, but everything eventually can be. How are we doing for time? 4 minutes remaining. Hang on. Chat. It's just hard for me because I'm not sure how to maintain texture density when editing my layouts. Okay, so setting texture density is something that I just have Maya calculate. I selected all of the elements of the character and then told Maya, give him the same texture density so I know that everything has the same, yeah, the same amount of pixels. Then afterwards I manually increased some and I reduced some because I know that, okay, this is an area that's never going to be seen. What are some of these elements? Such as like these smaller elements here. That's the inside of the pants. Odds are you're never going to see that. So after that, that is one of the things that I did automated. Texture density. Then afterwards I split everything myself. So that's how I quote-unquote maintain it. I tell Maya, hey, give me this texture density for a 4K texture. There's one thing I would like to try. Just see if this adds a lot. Because I'm looking at this shirt here. Yes, we have some of the lines on it which really look nice. But looking at the concept, there's some really harsh black shadows in there that really push the shirt out. And for the last few minutes, I would like to test that. So shirt test. We add a black mask. We add a paint. We set this color, not the full black, but like just barely. Let's do 0.01. Again, never going full black with textures. Let's see if I can. What does it look like if you paint like this? Just a little bit. Okay, that looks graphical. Is graphical a word? I might have just made that one up. But I like the depth that it gets from that, so we're absolutely going to be using that quickly. That to a couple of areas. I'll just have him terminate on this torso. Okay, I feel like this shadow a little bit higher. Also a lot thinner. This is what I mean with I definitely need to get better at pen control. Here, terminate Tismus. Reason being that I imagine that the shirt is like sitting on top of this back muscle. So here, this is kind of like where it hangs loose a little bit, but then the second it hits this muscle, skin tight again. What button did I just press? Great. How do I uncollapse my menu? Nope. Thank you. No, this is not Unreal. That's a reflex. Cool. I just collapsed my interface. I didn't know that this was a feature. Shortcuts. Quit application. Nope. Hide UI. Top. There we go. Okay, cool. I did not know that was a button. Today we learned. Big line. Looking at the time. Okay, we're 5 minutes over. Let me wrap this up. They do like this to give it more depth. Okay. Maybe adjust the angle slightly. But I think we made a pretty good. Leap in progress again. Look at where we were. Where we ended up. Definitely reading a lot more stylized, so I'm pretty proud of that. Cool. Let me go find a target to raid. Let's see, following who of my friends are online. I see Cherry. Cherry's working on a dragon character. We're gonna go say hi to Cherry. Second. So, let's see. /raid Cherry. Cool. All right. So everyone, thank you massively for being here. I appreciate all of you watching and being with me here on the journey to get this character close to the finish line. If you'd like to see more of me, feel free to hit the follow button. If you'd like to see more of me outside of streaming, once again, here is my blue sky. If you have my emotes, we can do the raid message in of Cozy Vibes. No minor spelling mistake. The raid message. Raid. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Otherwise, again, thank you very much for being here. We're gonna go say hi to Cherry, who's doing some amazing painting. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll see hopefully all of you again next time. Take care. Bye bye.